Hey guys, I just wanted to chime in and make a quick video to give you guys a little bit of feedback on your analysis essay that you were working on this week. If you notice, if you check the gradebook, you'll see that I've reviewed your outlines. The commentary is not a lot of detailed commentary, but let me first say something about the grade. If you completed it and you completed it correctly and fully, then you got a 100 for completion. As it has been in the past, the most important part though are my comments. So look to see if you have any notes embedded in the document, but also in the feedback comment section. A lot of you chose a really wide variety of advertisements. I look forward to reading those papers. You have some really clever and creative things that you've come up with. So just take your time and, put forth solid effort to do a good job. Now, a couple of notes regarding your outlines that I do want to point out for the benefit of the whole class. First and foremost, make sure that you choose a specific advertisement, right? Some of you are speaking in very vague or general terms about advertisements, but you want to make sure that you choose a very specific, either it's one ad or two ads that you're going to talk about, okay? Now, once you choose those, in terms of the organization of your paper, you want to make sure that you describe the ad or advertisement in detail, in enough detail so that a person who cannot see it will have an understanding of what it is that you're talking about, okay? So you describe the ad and then you analyze. Now, what I don't want you to do is to completely digress. Some of you have completely digressed in your plans to where you're only talking about the issue. For example, you might only be talking about why it's a horrible idea to smoke cigarettes. And while I agree, it is a horrible idea to smoke cigarettes, but you want to make sure that that commentary is grounded in the advertisement. So you might want to say, based on this advertisement, what we see, it's clear that it's a horrible idea to smoke cigarettes. And again, that's just an example because several of you are talking about smoking advertisements. Now, another thing that I noticed that I want to caution you against is using words like you and your. The note that I consistently make regarding those pronouns is that those are vague pronoun references. Now, if you can remember from our unit on pronoun antecedent agreement, pronouns require antecedents or nouns that they are replacing. When you drop in a word like you, my only assumption is that you're talking about me. But I know that you're not talking about me. So it's only logical to use words like customers, consumers, viewers, audience members, the folks who are really watching the ads or really viewing the advertisement or the commercial or whatever. So make sure that you try your best to eliminate using words like you and your without identifying a specific reference for that pronoun. Now, another thing I want to make sure that you do is remember to comment at the end, toward the end, or in your conclusion. Is this an effective advertisement strategy? Maybe that humor does a great job at encouraging folks to go out and buy Skittles because the commercial is really funny. Or maybe the level of description is not effective. So make sure that you comment on that. Also, I want to caution you again about plagiarism. Now, I did notice a couple of things that I read in the outlines that seem like they may have come from outside sources. Now, I didn't really dig deep to look for plagiarism today, but that's not to say that it's not there and that I won't look for it in the future when you turn your papers in over this weekend. So make sure that if you use any outside material that is not your own thoughts, that it is properly placed in quotation marks and cited correctly. And you do need to have a works cited page for this assignment. Now, here's the thing. Should you use outside material? No. You can talk about a Pepsi advertisement without giving the statistics on the percentage of Americans who drink Pepsi. That's unnecessary. Go back and look at some of the sample papers and the sample documents that are posted, and I think that'll be very beneficial to you. Now, also, the other thing, that I do want to remind you of, there is, of course, a 2-page limit in terms of this paper, a 2-page goal. You want to make sure that it's at least 2 pages. But with this assignment, sometimes I know that students really struggle to make it to that 2-page mark simply because if you're talking about one ad, you just might not make it there. So here's the thing. I am a little bit more flexible with this assignment in terms of those 10 points on the rubric for the page length, but that's not to say that I've thrown that out of the way or out of the window. So if you have written over a page and a half and you've fulfilled all of the requirements of the assignment, then that's fine. Anything under a page and a half, you're still going to lose those 10 points. And if you don't fulfill the requirements of the assignment, you just kind of threw something together, then of course you're going to lose points in a variety of ways. Now, again, if you have any questions about anything, please do post on this week's Got Question forum. Don't forget about that. Also, you have my cell phone number. Don't forget, you can text me or send me an email. And other than that, happy writing. Let me know if there's anything that I can do to help you be successful.